All right, so just coming into nice seats, just feel comfortable here. So if you want to get into the core a little bit, you can scoot forward in your chair, really root down into the sit bones. If you want to be a little mellower starting out today, you can kind of snuggle back into your chair, even relax a little bit, kind of like a little mini Shavasana. And then just check down at your feet, make sure that your knees are above your ankles so you have this nice seat. And then let's scrunch our shoulders up towards our ears on the inhale. Create some tension. And then exhale, let the shoulders go. Let's do that a couple more times. So scrunching up, creating that tension, nice, Jim, and let it go and enjoy that sense of release and relief. Couple more times. Just moving at your pace. Ooh. And let it go. And then you can take your hands to your thighs and allow your eyelids to close here. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. Sigh the breath out. Let it go. Ha. Do that a couple more times. So a nice, smooth, deep, full, complete inhale. Let the breath go and let any stress go. Let anything on the to-do list go. So you're just putting it all aside for the next little bit here. So we're going to start to take some time to slow down, to check in with the body, with the breath. So just finding a few quiet moments here in the beginning, kind of setting the tone for our yoga practice. Starting to find that inhale through your nose and then also that exhale through your nose. You might even be doing your Ujjayi breath here. So creating that soft rush of air in the back of your throat. And just allow that sound to help focus your mind. And as you focus on that sound of your breath, all of the other sounds happening around you just fade into the background. They're just static. As you're following this rhythm of your breath here, that inhale and that exhale, just do a little scan of your body. Notice if you've started to grip or hold anywhere that you don't need to. For most of us, that tends to be the shoulders, the neck. Sometimes it's the toes or the fingers. Perhaps there's even some tension in your face and jaw. So do that little body scan, soften in those places that you might need to. Anytime your attention wanders, once you become aware of that, you just bring your attention back to your breath. Just a couple more moments here. Make any adjustments that you need to your seat. But really enjoy this quiet. Good, nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha, start to blink your eyes open. Welcome, Amy. And then let's roll our shoulders back a few times here. So just getting into the neck and shoulders a little more. Nice work. And then start to roll shoulders forward. Good, roll back again. And then let's just find a little seated cat-cow. So adjust your seat again if you'd like to. If you're kind of leaning back into your chair, you might want to come forward a little bit. So find the center of your sit bones and then hands on your thighs here. As we inhale, we rock forward on our sit bones, shoulder heads pressed back. You're finding that arch in your lumbar. And then as you exhale, you go in the opposite direction, allowing your chin to fall towards your chest. And then just continuing like this. And have your eyes open, gaze soft and gentle in front of you. For some of us, it also feels nice to close the eyes. So just see what you need here. And then really bring your attention to your spine. Just observe how things are feeling here today. Notice where there's a sense of ease, a sense of space. Maybe see if you can transfer a little of that feeling to the spots that are a little tighter. These look great. And then also just enjoy this rhythm that you're creating as you connect movement with breath. So it has this nice meditative quality, this calming quality. Good, and then let's just start to move into some hip circles here. So you can just start going in one direction. You can get the shoulders and head involved. These can be big circles, small circles. Just exploring how things are feeling. And then nice and slow, start to switch directions. I always think this is such a fun movement to do in yoga. It's kind of a little different from a lot of the things we do. So just enjoy channeling your inner belly dancer here. All right, so we're going to start to come back upright to our nice mountain pose, Tadasana. So that nice tall seat. Good. And then let's continue with this idea flowing with movement. So releasing your arms by your side. We're going to go side to side in our lateral stretching here. So as you inhale, you're going to lean off to the right. Left arm comes up and over. If for any reason that doesn't feel good in your body today, you can just lean side to side, skip the arm part. Good. So inhale, right arm comes up and over as you lean to the left and you release down on your exhale. And then we just continue like this. And we all might be moving at a slightly different pace today. So this is your opportunity to just align with your own breath, kind of to intuit what it is that you're needing. Some days we want to move a little faster. That's often helpful if we're feeling a little tired, a little lethargic. Some days if we're feeling a little anxious, a little agitated, like there's just too much to do, slowing the breath down can be very helpful. These look really good. Let's do a few more to each side and then we'll come into the hold. Good. So the next time your left arm is reaching up and over, you're leaning off to the right, just hold there. And again, if at any point you need to take a little break, release the arm, you're welcome to do that. If it's feeling okay here, start to feel those right ribs wrap up, maybe gaze up underneath that top arm if it feels okay in the neck. Breath is smooth and steady. That inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. Are your shoulder blades releasing down your back here? See if you can find that. So even this right ear might be wanting to creep up. Let it release down. Deep inhale. Exhale, release that left arm down. And then inhale, we side bend to the left. So you're feeling all of the stretch to the right side. Maybe that right sit bone's getting a little light. It's okay if it is, but try to sit as even as possible on both sit bones. Just pretend that somebody's gently pressing down into that right thigh, helping to ground you down a little bit. Breath smooth and steady. These left ribs wrap up. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Good. Deep inhale. As we exhale, we release arms by the side. And let's just take our hands back on our thighs again as we start to get into the neck here. So nice and easy. You're going to start to bring the chin towards the chest. I say easy, and it's not always easy. So I'm feeling really tight in the back of my neck today. This is what happens when you weed at a flower farm. So if that's you too, just go less far if you need to, and just know that we're going to be here for a little bit. So you have time to kind of breathe space into the back of your neck. Things will start to open up. As you're doing this, observe if your shoulders have started to creep up around your ears. They're sneaky. They do it with us out even being aware. So just check in there. And then that's also your homework off the yoga mat too. Kind of just maybe pausing a few times throughout your day and just checking in, seeing what your shoulders are doing, seeing if you can let them release. So if you would like to, maybe release your arms by your side. That might just create a little extra tension so you feel a little more stretch. If you've done that and it feels too intense, you just simply put your hands back on your thighs. And then we're always remembering, especially if you're newer to this, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can always skip things, you can always modify things. And just because you did something last week, maybe it's not happening this week. So that's okay. Be open to the idea that your yoga practice is always going to be a little different, even though we're doing the same poses over and over. Okay, so keeping your chin tucked, make a little quarter circle and take several breaths. So we begin to bring our right ear towards our right shoulder. You might find that you need to put that left hand back on that left thigh if having hands releasing by your side just feels too intense. Good. And then we're just going to hold here several breaths. And it's a pretty intense stretch to these scalene muscles. So those muscles on the side of the neck, you're feeling it on the left side in particular. Tiny little muscles, and relative to what they're holding up, they're doing tons of work. So send your breath there, give them a little love, just encourage them to release and open up. Back out a little bit if you need to, if it's feeling too intense. Good. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale, keep your chin tucked again as you start to come back to center. And let's hold here again. So second time being in this position, how is it feeling different? Observe that. And maybe it's not yet. That's okay too. Maybe do a quick little check-in with your feet and with your sit bones. Make sure that you're still feeling nice and even and balanced there. And then here we go, keeping that chin tucked, several breaths. You begin to bring that left ear towards your left shoulder. Just noticing how this side might feel different in your body as you're doing this. And for sure, there's some intensity. You just want to make sure that it's not too much intensity, and that can be a really fine line sometimes. Always best to err on the side of less. A few more breaths here. Good, and then keeping your chin tucked, come back to center. Hang out here again. Few nice breaths. Really try to let those shoulder blades release down towards your tailbone. Listen to that sound of your breath, that inhale through your nose and that exhale through your nose. And then nice and easy, just start to bring your chin level to the floor. So you're just lifting up. All right. And then just take a few breaths here. Notice how you're feeling. Make any little adjustments that you need to your seat. So again, as we're sitting here in our Tadasana, knees over ankles, is the alignment that we want. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're a little shorter, you could always slide a blanket underneath your feet just to give you a little boost. So we also want to look for knees more or less in line with the hips. Of course, this doesn't have to be exact, but these are kind of some guidelines that we can work with. All right, so let's bring our palms to heart center. Let's work with our robin's breath a little bit. So as you inhale, you're gonna rock to the front of your sit bones, open up your arms as wide as feels good. So nice little back bend here, little shoulder stretch. As we exhale, we move in the opposite direction. So back to the sit bones, rounding in the spine. Good, and then inhale, hands come back to heart center. Take an exhale here. So we might add on to this, but let's just stick with this for a few times. So inhale. It's like you're getting ready to give somebody a great big bear hug. And then exhale, round in. This time, let's inhale, rock up to center and reach our arms up overhead. Good. And then this time, as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful work. Inhaling, opening up. Feeling that stretch across your heart and chest. Exhale, it's almost like you're going to dive into a pool. And then as you rock up to a tall seat, stretch your arms out and up overhead on your inhale. Nice work. These look great. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do a few more like that. Inhaling. Little back bend. And then as we exhale, we find a little forward fold. Inhale, sit tall, stretch up, maybe gaze up. Maybe there's a little back bend in your thoracic. Nice work. As you exhale, hands to heart center. So just finding neutral. Let's do two more just like that. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round in. Inhale, lengthen up. These look so good. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. I lied. Let's do two more. I'm not going to cue you. So you can follow along. You can make it up as you go, but I want you to move with your breath at your pace. So absolutely no rush. Most important, you're letting these feel really good. This is almost like a sun salute here. I'm finding this beautiful flow, connecting movement with breath. Beautiful, beautiful work. And when your palms come back to heart center, if they're not already, go ahead and close your eyes. And that just allows us to draw inwards. We're going to check in, observe how you're feeling differently already. Maybe observe the physical sensations happening in your body. Perhaps your heart is beating a little faster. You might be feeling a little heat. These are all good things. Maybe you're even feeling a little calmer, a little quieter. For a lot of us, when we start to flow with the breath, that seems to happen. Good. You're going to blink your eyes open, just release your arms down by your side. And let's find a nice hip stretch here. So a couple of options. You can do your seated pigeon pose. So crossing your right ankle above your left knee. And if it's available to you, you can flex this foot a little bit, especially if there's any sensation in your knee. You can take your right hand and gently press down. So for some of us, this isn't going to be working. So another really good hip opening variation would be to simply open up this right leg any amount. The one thing you do want to look for is that your knee is landing over your ankle, so you have that nice alignment. Then again, just being like this, you might be feeling a pretty intense stretch. Maybe you want a little more, so you can press your right hand into that inner right thigh, kind of pressing everything back. And then again, I just kind of got this sensation that my shoulders were starting to creep up around my ears. So check in with yours as well. Feel those shoulder blades release down towards your tailbone. And then just pay attention to your breath, track your breath. Find length on your inhale. And then find a sense of grounding, of rooting down on your exhale. If eyes are open, you're just gazing somewhere in front of you, soft and gentle. So not looking around. Eyes could also be closed here. About another minute here. So we're going to just take some time to be in this pose, to marinate a little bit, to give the muscles an opportunity to let go a little bit. That might be the tiniest amount. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so let's turn this into a little side stretch here. So if you are actually either variation, so it doesn't really matter where your legs are, you can either take your left hand on top of your thigh or you can hold on to a piece of chair on the side. Root into your sit bones here. And then we're going to inhale, find that side stretch again. So right arm comes up and over. This is kind of like a little seated reverse warrior. So you're lengthening through that right side. You're wrapping your left ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you're gazing up underneath the top arm. These look great. Breath smooth and steady. That inhale through your nose and that exhale through your nose. Couple more breaths. Good. Deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind here. So if you are in your seated pigeon, you're just going to take your right thigh and cross it over your left thigh. You might need to scoot the left foot off to the right a little bit. If you are here in your warrior two legs, you can just join us. So go ahead and bring that leg in. And then with this leg, right leg crossed on top of the left, find your sit bones, so root down there, start to stretch nice and tall through the sides of the waist. Let's inhale, take the arms out wide. Good. And then as you exhale, just gently start to twist to the right. And we'll just hold for a couple of breaths. You could pretend that you have two buddies holding onto your wrists, just gently tractioning you apart. And then we're going to release the arms down so you can take your left hand anywhere on that right leg. Right hand comes behind you. Notice if you're kind of hunching forward, press the shoulder heads back. So think cobra pose in your upper body. It's a little thoracic back bend. And then you're potentially beginning to bring your gaze out over that right shoulder. You might not get all the way there. You're going to get to a spot where you're feeling a little stretch in the neck. It's a great place to stay. So definitely in these twists, the breath can feel a little constricted, the inhale. So do your best to fill up as much as possible, but also just notice the sensations. Just kind of get curious about what's going on. So let's find that side stretch again in our twist. So you're gonna root into your sit bones, start to stretch that right arm up and over, but you can keep pressing your left hand into that outer right thigh. Kind of just another variation of this reverse warrior. Beautiful, beautiful work. Okay, so as you inhale, you're going to start to upright yourself, stretch arms out wide. We're going to give ourselves a hug. Your right arm is going to come underneath. So elbows stack on top of each other. You can hold onto the edges of your shoulder blades and then start to lift the elbows. You're welcome to stay here like this. Maybe you want to bring the backs of the hands together or the palms to press. If that's available in your body, you might find that you can lift your elbows a little higher, but keep those shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other and releasing towards your tailbone. So Veerabhadrasana, our eagle pose arms, nice little stretch in the neck and shoulders. So let's take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, keep rooting into your sit bones, but just start to twist your torso to the right. It's going to be a tiny amount in this configuration, so you don't have to go very far at all. Couple of breaths like this. Good. We inhale back to center. Stretch the arms out and up. Nice work. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. All right. So we'll take that sequence to the other side. See if I can remember all of that. Okay. So again, lots of options here. You can do your seated pigeon here. If that feels good in your body, you can just press your left hand down into that left thigh. And again, if it's available to you, you're welcome to flex this left foot. Other option here is to just kind of find those warrior two legs. So opening up this left hip any amount, you just go to that place in your body where you're feeling the stretch. Do check to see that your knee is landing over your left ankle. And side to side, maybe you do one variation of the pose and the other side is different. That's okay. These hip stretches, one side can be noticeably different. So we just start out by taking several breaths here. Observing how this side is different. Checking in with the breath. Just noticing if the attention has wandered, which it does. Right, so we're going to keep our legs like this, and whatever variation you're in here, we're going to find like a reverse warrior. So again, that lateral stretch. So maybe right hand is on right thigh. Maybe you want to grab a piece of chair. And then we're going to inhale, stretch that left arm up and over. So you're feeling all of this lateral stretching. We've been here already. Trying to wrap those right ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you're gazing up underneath your top arm. Really, really nice work. Breath smooth and steady. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind. And then we come into our eagle pose legs here. So that left thigh crosses over your right thigh. Find the center of your sit bones. Maybe just imagine or just feel the sensation of your outer hips squeezing in. So everything is coming into the midline. So the legs are working a little bit here. Good. And then we're going to inhale, stretch the arms out. As you exhale, we start to twist to the left. And a few breaths with arms just reaching. It's like you have a giant wingspan here. Take up space. Maybe you're moving your gaze towards that left shoulder, left thumb. Finding length on the inhale. As you empty out on the exhale, you twist in a little deeper. Good. One more deep inhale. And then go ahead, release left hand down behind you, right hand comes to that left thigh, shoulder heads pressed back, find cobra pose in your upper body. So this twist in the upper body with these eagle pose legs. So we keep this configuration with the twist in the upper body, legs like this, but we're going to reach that left arm up and over. So finding that lateral stretch, little modified reverse warrior here. Really nice. Maybe again, gazing up underneath the top arm if it feels okay to do so. Deep inhale. As you exhale, just release arms by your side, find center. Inhale, take your arms out wide. And we find that hug again. So left arm underneath, so elbows are stacking and lifting. As your shoulder blades release down towards your tailbone, maybe backs of the hands press, maybe palms press. So all good places to be. They're all accomplishing the same thing. Find the variation that feels good for you today. So this is our full eagle pose. So we're going to keep this configuration and just find another little twist again. So again, you're not going to go super far here, but take a nice deep inhale and then exhale, tiny, tiny twist to the left. It's hard to do with the arms like this. Good, deep inhale. And then exhale, come to center. Let's inhale, release the arms, stretch them up overhead. Nice. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful work. Let's release the legs here. So just finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Taking a couple of breaths, maybe closing your eyes, just slowing down, checking in. And again, just observing how things are shifting, observing how you're feeling physically, energetically. Okay, so let's just find a little warrior two. So some of us already did this, but we're going to open up that right leg. And then the options here would be to extend your left leg to straight. Actually, number one would be to just stay like this. So just getting this right hip opening. But maybe you extend your left leg to straight. If you feel stable and safe where you're at, you might open up that left leg. And I'm rolling to the inner edge of the foot. So it's kind of like this left hip is trying to release down. And then you can kind of square your torso to your camera here. So there's a slight sense of twisting. Then we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up. So we're in our Veerabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. Feel the muscle firm to bone in your arms. And then just a few times here, let's inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Get nice and long. Great work. As you exhale, back in to your Veerabhadrasana 2. Maybe gazing out over your right fingertips. Inhale, arms reach. Good. Exhale. Back into your Veerabhadrasana 2. Good. Inhale. Arms reach up. And then this time, let's make cactus arms. So start to bend your elbows and then kind of bend your elbows. It's like you're going to try to touch them behind your back. It's not going to happen. This is a little bit of that feeling that we had in our robin's breath. So deep inhale. And then exhale like you're moving through molasses. Really engage the muscles. You're doing a little fly here. So just pressing in. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale, press in. And as always, you can skip any of this that might not be working for you. Inhale, open up, and then let's extend the arms. And we're going to find our reverse warrior. So again, maybe left hand on left thigh. You can grab a piece of chair, feel the sit bones really root evenly. And then kind of lean at that left hip crease. Find all of this lengthening through that right side. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Are you breathing? Make sure you are. Sometimes we hold the breath a little bit. Again, that's one of those things we're not even aware that we're doing it sometimes. All right, we're going to inhale back into our Veerabhadrasana 2. And then we're going to find our extended side angle pose. So a couple ways you can approach this. Your right hand just might rest on your right thigh. A few of us might be able to get our forearm to that thigh. And then the left arm reaches up and over. So we get this long line of energy through that left side. I'm actively trying to wrap those right ribs up towards the ceiling. It might just be a thought. Maybe you're gazing up underneath the top arm. Really beautiful work. So this is our extended side angle pose. I don't think it's an easy one. I think it's pretty challenging. It's like one of those hurts so good poses. It stretches a lot of things. Nice work. So let's inhale back in to our Veerabhadrasana 2. And exhale Just release your arms down. Good. And then just start to bring your legs back to center. So before we take that sequence to the second side, let's close our eyes here. Just take a little mini rest. So that was weaving a lot of poses together. Again, you might be feeling some heat in your body. The heart might be beating a little faster. The muscles might be feeling a little fatigued. Again, these aren't bad things. These are good things. Always nice to counter it with some stillness. Good. Blinking your eyes open if they're closed. We move to our left side. So opening up that left leg, any amount. It's going to look different for all of us. Most important thing is to feel really stable in your chair. So you feel safe and secure. And again, you can keep the right knee bent just like this. Maybe you extend that leg to straight. So a few of us might open up that leg, but you're rolling to the inner edge of the leg. You're kind of letting this right hip release down. It might even feel like your sit bone is popping up off your chair. And then do square your torso to your camera or wherever the front of your mat is. There's a little sense of twist here. And then we inhale, arms reach up, Veerabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2. So beautiful, strong hip opening pose. Gonna just flow it a little bit. Inhale, arms reach up. Nice work. As you exhale, stretch back out. Maybe bring your gaze out over your left fingertips. Inhale, arms reach. You can always take a break with the arms whenever you need to. Exhale, they reach out. Inhaling up overhead. Good. Exhale, Veerabhadrasana 2. And then let's do a few more flies on this side. So as you inhale, arms reach up. And then bend the elbows. Find those cactus arms. So it's a little sense of back bend. It's actually a big sense of back bend here. Deep inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow. Give yourself a little resistance. Inhale, open up. Find that stretch across your heart and chest. Let it feel really nice. And exhale, press in. Good, almost there. Inhale, open up. Good, exhale, press in. And then inhale, we open. Extend your arms out and we find our reverse warrior. So holding on to a piece of chair with your right hand. Hand can be on your thigh. And then that left arm comes up and over. It need not be very deep, but you're feeling this long line of energy through that left side. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Check in with the breath, that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. These poses look so lovely. On your inhale, find your warrior 2. Good. And then we make our way into that extended side angle pose. So again, maybe just your left hand on that left thigh, right arm reaching up and over. If you have a little more flexibility, perhaps your forearm comes to that left thigh. They're both really good options. And again, side to side, your poses might look a little different. So don't get too attached to the idea that they have to look exactly the same. Feel all of this lateral stretch to the right side. Feel both shoulder blades release down your back. Maybe bringing your gaze up underneath that top arm. Good. As you inhale, find your Veerabhadrasana 2. Nice work. Exhale, arms release down. And then just start to make your way back to your mountain pose. And then check in here. Just notice how you're feeling. Maybe let the breath slow down if it started to speed up. And let's work a little bit with our alternate nostril breathing today. So, finding a nice, comfortable seat. We're going to use our right hand. So let's just warm up the fingers a little bit. All right. So I'm going to show you how this is classically done. It doesn't matter how you do this. There is not a right or wrong way. So classically, you keep the middle and index finger bending in. And then it's kind of like you're making a giant finger with your ring finger and your pinky. And then you're going to bring your fingers to the bridge of your nose. So feel that bony part. And then just lower a little bit. So you're getting into that soft cartilage. So thumb is blocking the right nostril. Pinky and ring finger are blocking that left nostril. And you don't have to press very hard here. So you keep it nice and easy. You can just have your left hand resting on your left thigh. This right shoulder likes to creep up. So I want you to be mindful that you're going to keep it releasing down. And then you can go ahead and close your eyes here. Take a nice deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. Block your left nostril. Inhale through your right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale through your left nostril. Good. Block left nostril. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Good. Block left. Exhale right. Okay, so we're going to play with this. It's not going to look perfect. It can't. Release your right hand down. And then I want you to just visualize, just try to inhale through that right nostril, even though we're not blocking the left. Imagine that you're blocking that right nostril. See if you can exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. What does it feel like to exhale through the right? Inhale right. Good. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left nostril. Good. And then exhale through the right. Good. And then just let your breath find its own natural rhythm. So inhaling and exhaling through both nostrils. Noticing how you're feeling. And then we're going to move to our final resting pose here. So you can just stay here like this in quiet meditation. If there's a table in front of you, maybe you want to find a supported child's pose. If it's available to you, you could also come into classic Shavasana on the floor. So whatever feels best for you, but just take these final few moments to be quiet and still, to completely relax and surrender. Just giving everything that we've worked on an opportunity to kind of melt into the body, into the brain. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Then bring some gentle movement back to your body, wiggle, stretch, so anything that feels good here. Eventually placing your palms in a pile on top of your heart. It's sending yourself, sending your body love and gratitude for showing up, for working hard. Just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling you've created with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today.